My name's Tim Allen and I run the Wild Rabbit in Kingham. Here at the Wild Rabbit we've got what is a reconditioned and renovated original property from the 18th century. We've got some extended garden areas that we've got some rooms in and some suite areas which are for dogs because we're a good dog friendly place. We've got upstairs rooms and we've also got 3 Cotswold cottages that we opened at the end of last year, bringing the portfolio up to 15 in terms of rooms. We've got an open, unplanned restaurant area, along with bar, and at this time here, obviously in this sunshine in the Cotswolds, we've got the terrace going, which obviously is pretty busy this time of year for us, all the way through to autumn in fact. We also have the room which we're sat in now, which obviously does the chicken shed, which is also for private parties. I've had a few challenges since taking on the role here. The first one was turning the business around and running it, with some good sense of business acumen. We've got there now. We've had a really good turnaround and a very positive result in terms of getting the finances going in a positive direction. That was the first thing. The second thing has been putting a structure into the place, really bringing proper heads of department into play, open up that communication to really get everyone on the same hymn sheet and driving the place in the same direction, which is always a challenge with something that's open, obviously. But here we're getting there now. We're about 20 months in, so it's been good. Staffing, to be honest with you, I'm not really surprised to hear this, because everyone else is suffering the same problem, is a challenge, and where we are geographically makes that even more difficult, if I'm honest. You tell somebody who's 24, 25, they're going to live in Kingham with one village store and a pub. It's not exactly, it's not London, is it? So it's quite tough in that aspect. We found that quite difficult. I think the big cities are always going to be an attraction, for sure. I mean, it was for me as well when I was a young lad. I went straight to work in Leeds, and from Leeds I came straight down south. Now I think the British food scene's moved on a lot, and I think we've got some. London is obviously a fantastic place to go and pick up your craft. But I learned in the provinces when I learned. I learned at Launceston, all places out of the way really. Not really central London. I went to London when I cut my teeth as such. And now I think what's on offer is you've got some great restaurants out there that are in the provinces. People now have got a much broader scope to go and learn and not just have to go to London to do it. A lot of young lads now travel as well. When I was young, to be honest with you didn't travel. You queued up to get a job in a kitchen in the UK. Probably why I'm grey and getting old. I think things have changed a bit since then, but no, I think London's great. I wouldn't say someone not go to London. Definitely not. I'd say go, but I'd also look around and look at all the other places. I always cook. I don't copy. I like to cook things that we originally make, and sometimes that means progression can be slower, but I think what you get at the end of it's a little bit more original. And I'm a big believer in that, a big advocate of that kind of self-generation of cooking. We really focus on produce because I've got a larder around me that's fantastic, and we really try and drive that quality product onto the plates basically and try and keep it simple, and that's how it's really evolved here since London. I think it's become the food cuisine's become a lot simpler, a lot more refined is a good word to use, and lighter. Looking at the horizon's great, but you've got to really focus on now, because you are as good as what you've just sent out and you're as good as the last table you served. The minute you let that drop, it shows. So focus.